Hello, today we're talking about the video reaction for human resource management. She talks about square wheels and circular wheels. And the square wheels, well, she starts out with a picture with a wagon and it has square wheels on it and a guy trying to pull it with circular wheels in the wagon. And it just is to show that there's usually always an easier way or a more efficient way of doing something, and the square wheels represent they're taking the hard way, or they're not looking to the possible outcome of what could be. And then she goes on to give an example of a holiday turkey, which I like this because I personally experienced something like this, which I'll get into. And people will start to ask, how come there isn't a ham? Or my turkey isn't as big as the next employee's turkey, which, in my opinion, I think the employee should just be happy they got a turkey and not nothing. But I've seen this where people will get, say, just a reward as like a gift card or something like that, and they'll complain because someone else at the same level as them in the shop got a different gift card to a different place, but it wasn't the place they wanted, so they are upset because someone else got the store that they wanted to get, or the gas coupon, which I think is a bunch of baloney, and they need to just be thankful that they got a coupon. So I think it has its advantages and disadvantages for rewarding workers. And it comes down to, does it work? You need to refocus people back to why you gave it to them, and that they need to be thankful at the end of the day also. And the round wheel, the definition of it is it brings people back to focusing on their work and team. And then a square wheel distracts people and repulls them away. So in the turkey incident, you want this to become a round wheel and not a square wheel that is going to pull them away and be a distraction to the workplace. And then there's also different kinds of feedback and things that can help employees and help your organization be effective, and managers as well as leaders in the workforce. So reinforcement feedback, telling someone good job, recognizing their work. I feel like this is very important because when I was working at the Warsaw Metal Products in a factory, whenever my boss rarely ever would tell anyone, but if you ever told someone good job for working hard or doing whatever they did, they took it as a very high compliment because it would never come out of his mouth. So I think that feedback works very effectively, but I wish he would say it more often because people get discouraged because they don't ever hear it. And give specific feedback. Thank you for what? Tell them what you're thankful for. And this just helps them to, this pretty much goes on to say that you could really give anyone give anyone specific feedback because, for in the video she gives a example of someone being punctual every day. Well, they might be a bad worker, but you could at least tell them, thank you for being punctual every day to work. We really appreciate your attendance. So maybe this will roll over to other areas in their job. Maybe they'll take note of that and then they'll work harder. And you ultimately need to pay attention to the things you want to keep. Your employees are assets to the company. They're your most important asset. You need to pay attention to them and thank them for their work. And as an employee or as a manager, you can ask for feedback. Be respectful to the employee or whoever you're asking. And you can ask for feedback to help your performance, or an area where you might be new at or inexperienced and need help. And there's always room to improve. No matter how long you've been working somewhere, you can always improve. And that takes from being open to communication and asking for others for help. And I like this one, celebrate team feedback, because when I was also working in the factory, we, like right before Christmas break, towards the end of this year, we had a one lunch break. We had pizza, and he just told us thank you for working hard all year, and we had a good year, and he thanked us, and he bought us all pizza, and we were appreciative of it because it was really good, and I feel like it worked effectively because we just went out and worked harder because we felt like we were valued. People want to hear that they mattered, and that's how we came down to us, is we felt like we mattered, and it helped our productivity in the workforce. And I would like to, and I would also, I have an example of how one year we usually do where I worked, where we would give out coupons for, like as an end of year bonus thing, like $100 worth of, and coupons for, or a gift card for like Menards or some gas place or whatever. And people were getting upset because, and then there was other people that have worked there longer that would get money, like large amounts of money at the end of the year. And then some of the people were upset because they felt like they were working harder than some of the people that have been there a while, and that they deserved the money instead of a gift card. So they ended up walking out and quitting because they felt like they weren't appreciated and valued. So the policy can end up being a square one or a round one, as long as the management effectively runs it and effectively communicates with all employees and is as fair as possible. And they were probably right. They did work hard, and they did deserve probably more than just a gift card. But they hadn't been there very long, and their attendance wasn't very great. But I felt like it could have been handled a little differently, and they could have stayed around. But you learn from your mistakes as a employer. So some questions that to answer and that have been asked are, what round wheels or square wheels do you have at college or at current job? Well, I'm not currently working, but at college I'm on the football team, and I feel like some round wheels we have on the team are our coach and captains trying to bring everyone together, and their positive feedback to show hard work and put in a lot of effort and bring the team morale together. I feel like that's a square wheel because it gets us working efficiently and effectively and brings us together. And then I meant round wheel if I said square. And then some square wheels that happen are people acting as an individual, not working together as a unit on the field, doing their own thing, missing meetings, being disrespectful to coach and other teammates, talking bad, backbiting. And that's really what tears the team down, and that's a square wheel, because it's bringing us down, and it's not helping the team at all. And then another question is, how might this video impact your search for a job and your job as a manager/coach? It'll help my search for a job, because now I know what kind of organization I want to work for, and my managers, and how I expect to be treated. And I would like to have positive feedback and to be told good job, and it also helps me from a manager standpoint and coaching standpoint to how to teach my players or people I'm managing in a company, and how I can give them specific feedback, and how I can just get the most productivity out of the employee and help their morale and put them on a square wheel that's going to help the company. So thank you. I really enjoyed watching this video.